Why is being late a big deal? I'm referring to under 10 minutes late. And for my job paralegal it has never mattered. It's frustrating that my boss confronted me about this. I got my Employee of the Month nomination rescinded because of this. Literally WTF. Months of hard work ignored because I am late a few times. It's like they ignore all the hours and hours of hard work I put in. How much extra time and effort that I contributed. And the fact that I barely ever take my 30-minute break at work. I even came in to cover coworkers who called out and agreed to last-minute schedule changes. They take and take and take. But the moment you make one mistake, all of the good is instantly forgotten. I also bought in tons of expensive donuts and food and stationery for my coworkers. And my bosses seemed much colder towards me all of a sudden. So it feels like part of this is retaliation for upstaging then or something. 'Cause they never bring any treats for employees. IDK. This really crushed my morale. I don't even understand it. 'Cause we are understaffed and they can't find anyone qualified to hire paralegal and train. So they would be absolutely FC-ked if I walked out tomorrow. So why push it? 'Cause I'm less than 10 minutes late a few days when it literally makes no difference. I could walk in and go to the toilet for those 10 minutes every morning and do nothing. But hey, at least I'd be on time. I had a horrible short job where I was 2 minutes late due to a wreck in front of the building. My boss was in the car in front of me at the wreck scene. I opened my car door, told him good morning, and he replied that it wasn't a good look for me to be late as I walked in beside him. I turned in my notice about 15 minutes later. For salary jobs, my philosophy is if you don't watch the clock, I won't either. If you do watch the clock, so will I. I worked for the post office. If you were more than 10 minutes late, regardless of situation, you received an unexcused absence. I was late once in a 30-year career due to a terrible snowstorm. Got written up. I thought no big deal. Who cares? Like it really matters. But I lost it when I called in late for an emergency. My father had passed. I got an unexcused absence because I didn't have prior approval for taking the day off. Like I knew, in advance, when my dad was going to die. Needless to say, the union got involved and it was rescinded. Because your obedience and subservience is more important than your ability to do your job. That's all places. You get rewarded and then beat the next day. Sorta washes everything out. Due to traffic, weather, kids, I expect my paralegals to be late. Absolutely do not care. Told them to go home early yesterday because of heavy rain and traffic. I'm an attorney. Your boss is a jerk. Time to find a new job. Honestly, I don't get it either, and I'm petty AF, so if they're gonna nitpick over a few min late, then I won't stay over my allotted 8 hours moving forward. Not past 5 but past 8 hours, i.e. I only get a 28 minutes lunch cause it got interrupted for whatever reason. I clock out at 4:58. I'm getting my 2 fucking minutes. I'm with OP on this specific case. If you have a job where your arrival doesn't really affect anyone, then what difference does it make if you're there on time or 30 minutes late? As long as you get your stuff done and put in the hours you're being paid for. I don't give a shit if someone comes in at 8 or 11. However, if there's a meeting, someone is depending on you to be there at that time, i.e. relieving someone for their break lunch, end of shift, or there is a very good reason why you need to be there at that time, then yeah, punctuality matters. Don't bring your work-free stuff. And yeah, they have an incentive for rescinding awards. If you have a perfect work record, you're more likely to be eligible for a raise. So yeah, they're saving money this way. You should look for another job. Or just say you're leaving if you can't get a raise. I was 2 minutes late this morning after being stuck behind a damn school bus. I simply told my coworkers to fuck off when they brought it up. At a previous job, my boss, who was never there on time, decided to show up early by 5 minutes. I got there 1 minute past the time he expected. He brought it up several times throughout the day, and finally I said to him, "Where were you when the rest of us were here 2 hours late last night?" He responded by saying, "What I do with my personal time is none of your concern." I repeated his statement back to him and never showed up 1 minute early or worked 1 minute late. Again, I quit within 2 months as well, with a 2-week notice, 1 day before going on 2-week vacation. Work your schedule. Nothing more. Nothing less. Get there on time. Take your break. Clock out on the exact minute. No extra time. No coverage. My guys know that I don't quibble over 5-10 minutes. But as soon as someone is 20, 30, 40 minutes late, I start to take issue with it. Now, the other issue is that some people know they can push the boundaries and be late because they're the only person that can do some tasks and other things. It makes a group bitter to have that one person hold up everyone because they're special. Being late. That happens. Doing it on purpose because you're a dick, that's another matter entirely. What would Employee of the Month get you? About 6 months ago at my work, I was shorted a bonus I earned based on specific goals. Because of something from over a year ago that wasn't my fault. It triggered me to reach out to my network and get a much better job. I start on Monday. Time to start taking all the breaks and leaving on the dot at the end of the day. If there's pushback, "Hey, where you going? We really need you to help finish this up." I've been recently forcefully reminded how important it is to be punctual regarding working hours. So I'm making sure I adhere to the rules. See you tomorrow. Brainwashed middle management thinks that enforcing every dumb little corporate rule to the letter will make the executives above them notice them. Everyone shits down, and when you're the last rung on the totem pole, you get the biggest pile of shit. Time for malicious compliance. Don't do anything extra for the next month or so. No covering for others. Coming in early or staying late. No footing the bill for extras. When you get asked about it, and you will, simply tell them that running late once was more important to the boss than all the extras you were doing for free, and now you must solely concentrate on arriving on time and working your scheduled hours, as that is what's been pointed out as the most important thing. Remember, the extra stuff you do will always be taken for granted at work. Grab a copy of the movie Office Space and become that employee as if you had been hypnotized. I feel that traffic is simply too great in cities these days to expect zero tolerance time requirements. It's amazing how stupid bosses actually are. They will ruin their good employees by being petty as fuck when that employee goes above and beyond all the time. If you're not 30 minutes early, you're 15 minutes late. Girl, I feel you. I had a boss do that to me. I said, "Do you want me to leave? I can leave and try again tomorrow?" Never heard about it again, lol. Don't do a single thing extra you don't have to do. It depends on the job. If there is someone that is waiting for your arrival in order to end their shift, then even 10 minutes can seem a long time, especially if it is a consistent issue. Looks like it is time to work the contracted hours only. I got lectured yesterday for working from home because senior management walked by my cube to ask me about something that happened last week and I wasn't there. Either it was important and he could call me, he has my personal, or MSSG me on Teams, or it wasn't important at all, which means my being there is irrelevant. And now I'm sitting at my desk at work and it's been 30 minutes of me diddling on my phone while my shitty work laptop starts up. White collar work culture is fucking stupid.